Wednesdays Live, and today I'm going to talk about why I don't like the Zoe system. So the Zoe system is something you might see promoted by Stephen Bartlett. It's kind of splashing up all over Instagram, all over Facebook, and I'm sure after speaking about it, I'm going to get lots of adverts for it, even more. So I want to cover off what it is, what it does, and why I don't like it. And obviously, you're open to your own opinion. And if it's something you want to use and you want to like, then by all means you can. But I want to share with you why I don't like the Zoe system for me, what it delivers versus what you can get elsewhere ultimately. So I want to tune into that. So for those of you who have been living in a dark room, the Zoe app, or if you're maybe in another country and you're like, what is the Zoe system? What is it? It is basically a device that you pop on your arm and it measures your blood spikes, your blood sugar spikes. And this device was developed by the people behind the COVID tracking system. Not going to judge on that. We know where that went, but not going to judge on that. It was developed with those people, and apparently they did start developing it before COVID was a thing. So they developed it before the COVID tracking system, which never really went anywhere, did anything, came into play. And now post that time, they've got their Zoe app up and running and everything that goes with it. And you might have heard about this because a very famous entrepreneur is backing it, Stephen Bartlett. So Stephen Bartlett, you'll see him all over the adverts going, I've got the Zoe patch, look, this is great. It allows me to know what to eat, when to eat, my blood sugars, etc., etc. Now, Stephen Bartlett, if you know him from Dragon's Den, he is a very successful entrepreneur. He's also the guy behind Huel. So he didn't create these companies, but he invests in them. So he's got about 2.5 million invested in Zoe, roughly about the same invested in Huel. So of course, he's going to use his platform for marketing his product. You'll see him on Dragon's Den. It's all about return on investment. He's not going to invest in something he doesn't believe he can get return on the investment for. And I don't have any negativity about people wanting to make money for being entrepreneurs and businesses. By all means, go ahead. Be successful, do your thing, absolutely. But I want to share with you my views on the Zoe app, the Zoe system, in case you are thinking about it, because I do think it is the latest shiny thing. It's the newest shiny thing around diet and health. And whilst the people who created it don't talk about, we're not about weight loss, but people do lose weight, but it's not about that, it's about long-term health. I want to share with you a little bit what it does and why I think it's limited and where I think you can choose to spend your hard-earned cash instead. So for me, fundamentally, how I work with my clients is about a personalized approach. So we start off with meal plans, we start on a bit of tracking, just to reset where we're at. It's all based around foods they enjoy, foods they like, and again, variety in there, and getting to know where you are around portion sizes, and also tuning into foods that make you feel good and the foods that make you not feel so good. So what gives you energy and what depletes your energy? Now, what the Zoe app does is they send you a little test for blood sugar. They get you to eat certain things and then monitoring where it is. And no surprises, they give you a pack of muffins and oh my God, your blood sugar's gone up. Okay, and it's that whole thing about, they talk about personalized based on what you eat and how it affects your blood sugars and the crashes you have. And I think that's pretty shall we say, straightforward, really. If you're going to eat that chocolate muffin, your blood sugar is going to raise and you're going to have an energy low and you're going to crash. I think that's pretty, we all know that. But they also talk about your gut health and being able to tell you what to eat in order to improve your gut health. And that's all done through this little patch on your arm, measuring your blood sugars, tracking what you're eating. And they talk about being a personalized nutrition service to you. But it comes at a cost. Of course, nothing's free in the world. So with it, you're looking at around £250 to £300 just to get the device to pop that on. And thereafter, there's a subscription service, which is where they're going to make more money, right? So the subscription service is anywhere between £35 to £60 a month, depending on what you go for. Now, what's my bug with this? Of course, it's going to cost money. You're paying for a device, you're paying for a service, and the subscription is the thing that's going to keep you going, keep you interested. But the thing for me is, like, they talk about it at the end of the study. So they talk about, be part of the study. So ultimately, you're paying to be part of their study to prove the worth of the device, first up. What they talk about initial results is around, let me get the numbers, 82% of people had more energy. 83% felt they weren't hungry anymore, and there was an average weight loss of 4.3 kg. That sounds good, right? Oh, that's great. Obviously, it's not going to work for everybody, so there's probably people who have dropped off, people who have not lost weight, or just not done what they're meant to do. because it may have been a bit harder than you thought it was going to be. For me, you can do that stuff without the need for this device, without the need for the subscription. So as I mentioned at the start, the way I work with my clients is super personalized. So we do the food you like, we get the meals around what works for you, when you eat, when you don't want to eat, what's your life like? We build it all around that, and you still get to go out, eat meals and drink and so forth. And we really tune into your energy, what gives you energy, what depletes energy. And if you're not feeling great that day, why? What happened 72 hours before? Have you been stressed out? Have you not eaten enough protein? Is that why you got the munchies? Have you had a coffee in the morning and then not had breakfast, so you get a sugar low, you've got sweet cravings? So really tuning into your lifestyle. And I think there's power in doing that in terms of you getting to know your body, listening to your hunger cues and your body connections. Now, the Zoe app argues that that's what that's doing for you. And I think we're at a day and age where we can get stuck in devices and data and bits of kit telling us what we should do, rather than actually tuning into our bodies and going, how do we feel? What is it we're craving? What is it we feel like we need today? Rather than waiting on a piece of device to tell us that we should be doing something, eating something, or consuming something. So some of the examples in the Guardian article that someone basically used the device and tested it was around the fact that his go-to breakfast was a slice of sourdough slathered in burnt honey that would send his blood sugar soaring and then crashing. Well, of course it would. He's literally just had carbs and sugars. He's not had any protein for breakfast. So you don't need an app to tell you, well, actually, where's your protein? That's the first question I'd ask. There's no protein in that, it's pure carbs. So of course your blood sugar is going to rise and then crash. The same way that if you just have coffee, and your blood sugar is going to, your caffeine, your adrenaline is going to rise, and then it's going to crash because you've not eaten anything. So it's that whole thing about it's not rocket science in terms of what the app's telling you. It's just confirming what I teach my clients, but the difference being is that I'm going to teach you that long term. Now, we don't know the longevity of this and how many people get like long-term results, because we don't have the evidence, which is why they're saying that you're taking part of this test. You're helping with this research. So yeah, if you want to spend £300 straight up and then whatever else, 35 to 60 pounds thereafter, and you've kind of like the thought of trying something a bit different, by all means, go for it. Maybe it will work for you if you're looking for a kickstart. Otherwise, I would say think about tuning into what makes me feel good, what doesn't. You know that the cakes and the crisps and the fizzy drinks aren't going to give you a lot of great energy. They might give you a little comfort boost if you're craving them, might make you feel a little bit better mentally, but long term, health-wise, is not going to benefit you. And when it comes to talking about gut health, the thing like the probiotic drinks telling you that you've got an issue, have probiotics because your gut health isn't healthy, but you don't actually know that. Now, the Zoe app claims to be able to tell you what you need to eat a bit more to improve your microbiome. And a lot of it is, again, is straightforward. It's like eat more vegetables to get more fiber to improve your gut health. And then sugary foods such as muffins and cakes then create more bad bacteria because that's what they feed off. So again, it's not rocket science. It's eat the stuff you know that's going to be good for you and eat less of stuff that you know isn't going to be so good for you. That's ultimately what this is going to tell you. And yes, you'll have the data behind it to back it up, to go, oh my God, look at my blood sugar. That's why my energy's dropped. And I think the Guardian person who wrote the review was like, oh, now I drink less red wine, I've got more energy. No shit, Sherlock. Like alcohol is going to give you that immediate energy boost, but afterwards you're going to feel low. You're going to feel rubbish for it. So it's really not rocket science, and they're charging quite a lot of money for that. And yes, they say you've got your personalized nutrition coach. How much of that is a person who's there? I don't know. I've used like health checks, online health checks before, like doing a blood sample and sending it to a company to say what's any deficiencies or in vitamins. And they came back saying, oh, well, you could do with a little more vitamin D. And I said, well, I'm already taking this. And they're like, oh, that should be fine. What is that? That was it. That was it. Do you know what I mean? Not much help. So I don't know. Isn't good as picking up the phone to myself and having a conversation? Chances are probably not. So overall, the reason I don't like the new Zoe system, Zoe app, is because it's just a brand new shiny thing for people to spend money on, and then it'll be getting chucked and left in the drawer. Now, you might learn a few things about your body in terms of what works and what doesn't work. If you're truly not in tune with your body, that might be a good thing. That might be a Kickstarter for you. But if you actually already know that, but you're just struggling to do the things that you need to do, then it's a different conversation. It's a different conversation about mindset, about what's holding you back from taking care of your long-term health. What are your blockers? What are the things you tried that aren't working? what are the things that you need to be doing more of, and how can you create that for yourself. And that's all stuff I work with clients on. And you're like, yeah, but Julie, your system, you're not free either. Of course I'm not. But what I will do is, after you work with me for 16 weeks, is I give you lifelong tools and habits that you will keep going and you will keep doing, because you know the difference of what makes you feel good and what doesn't, and it actually fits with your lifestyle too. And we work on the mindset to help you get over those blockers. So yeah, that's why I don't like the Zoe app. It's just another flashy gadget out there. Stephen Bartlett's behind it, promoting it. Fair play to the people who've got him invested in it. And it's the same with Huel. Huel beforehand, it wasn't struggling, but at the same time, it wasn't where it is now, because they've got a big personality behind it. Ultimately, Huel is Slim Fast for the modern world. He's taken that and rebranded it. Yes, it's got a whole shed load more pea protein in it, but ultimately, Huel is Slim Fast. I mean, can you imagine going into a gym to the muscle bros and selling them a bottle of Slim Fast? They'd be like, "See you later," no chance. Or to someone in their early 20s, late 30s, going in and saying, "Here, have some Slim Fast." He'd be like, "No danger." So he's made Slim Fast trendy by rebranding it as Huel and putting a bit more pea protein in it. So it really is about who's behind it and promoting it, which is why you're seeing it everywhere, because Stephen's behind it, pumping the money into it to make sure he gets a return on investment. As with everything, if you want to give it a go, give it a go, but you are looking at about £300 a month starting up, and then I believe it's a 4-month subscription thereafter, anywhere between £35 to £60. Or what you can do is get rid of the devices, listen to your body. I'm hungry. What time is it? 3:30. This is my energy low time. What did I have for lunch? Did I just have a sandwich? Did I have soup? Did I not really have much? Listen to your body. Your body's giving you clues all the time, and you don't need devices to do that. And if you're someone who's into yoga, Pilates, right, it's all about connecting with your body. So why would you not connect with your body over using a device to do that? So it's just a thought to put out there. We're just losing the touch of our bodies, and we're relying on tech and devices to do that. And unless you're an athlete, do you really need these things? Chances are not. If you want to have a play with it and you've got money to burn, give it a go. But if you're looking for long-term health, then head up a coach like myself. If you truly want to learn the tools and techniques and simplify and take away all the complexity that the world's trying to throw at you, then head up a qualified nutrition coach like myself in order to do that. So yeah, a bit of a rant about the Zoe, but yeah, it's out there. A few people have asked me about it, so I wanted to come on and let you know what I think. Fancy gadget, costs quite a whack of money. Is it going to tell you anything you don't already know? No. It's not going to do that. Is it going to kickstart you on your healthy living? It may well do. Will you keep up with it? Time will tell. But the chances are you need a personalized mindset piece as well, which is why it's worth getting yourself a coach. All right, team. So I didn't come on here just to promote my services, although I would say it's going to be more beneficial than the Zoe, just straight up being honest. But it is your choice at the end of the day. But want to give my opinion. Fair play to Stephen Bartlett and the team for getting it to where it's at. But yeah, it's not one for me, and it's not one I'll be using or recommending anytime soon. Any questions on the Zoe app or anything else at all in terms of nutrition, mindset, lifestyle? Shout out, pop me a question, DM me. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you all, and I shall catch you later.